Hello everyone, welcome to Educare 247. This is the first lecture of descriptive question series. You must be aware that RBI has introduced descriptive questions in phase 2 examination in ESI paper and FM paper, economic and social issues and finance and management. In this series, we'll be taking one topic and we'll be taking one questions and we'll discuss how to write the answer and what should be the way to present the answer. We'll be also discussing the type of questions are expected under descriptive section. So this is going to be very important series for your upcoming RBI grade B examination. Let us discuss what type of questions can be asked in descriptive section. I have analyzed the previous year paper and in my understanding, five type of questions can be asked in descriptive paper. The first question type will be short and long notes. They can give one topic like fiscal deficit and they can ask you to write a short note. They can give you topic like inflation and they can ask you to write a long notes. They can ask something like that, define inflation and discuss the different type of inflation. So this kind of question can be asked. The second type question will be difference based question. They can give you topic like write the difference between CPI and WPI, write the difference between FPI and FDI. So these are part of your syllabus, so they can ask the difference type question. They can ask you to write the difference between primary market and secondary market. So this kind of question is expected. The third kind of question will be region based question. They can ask you to write a reason, exact reason why manufacturing sector is not growing in India. Write the reason. So something like that. Why Indian market is booming, write the reason. Indian stock market is booming, something like that. Why inflation was high in last 1 year. So something like that, that region based question can be asked. The fourth kind of question will be statement explanation. So they can pick a statement from any important reports or budget or economic survey and they can ask you to elaborate. So in this video, we'll be discussing one statement based question. That time you'll understand how you have to write the statement based question. The fifth kind of question will be analysis or view based questions. Here they can ask you something or to write your own view, something like that. Why do you think Indian skill development program is not working, something like that. Why do you think India has the inequality? So here you have to write your own view, may not be the official view or may not be the government data, but your own view should be presented there. You can take stats from the government data or any report, but you should present in your own view manner. So these five type of questions can be asked under the descriptive section. You have to tune your preparation accordingly. In our courses, we'll be adding the descriptive question answer section. If you want, you can subscribe our courses. We'll be providing 100 plus ESI questions and we'll be providing 100 plus finance and management question in our courses. If you need our courses, you can visit our website educare247.com and you can subscribe to the courses. Educare 247 has multiple courses for RBI grade B. We have comprehensive course, we have crash course, we have mentorship course for FM and ESI. You can use the coupon code RBI45 to get the discount of 45% on comprehensive course and mentorship course. According to your need, you can subscribe to the courses. This is your question. With the union budget around the corner, the Indian government could think of measures to reduce the widening inequalities exacerbated by the pandemic. Elaborate. So basically, because of pandemic, the inequalities has been increased, and what Indian government do and what measures they can take in budget to reduce that widening inequalities. So that is the question you have to write. Now why this question? Recently, Oxford report claims that India's top 10 billionaires increased their wealth by 30 lakh crore during the pandemic. If this money will be distributed, 138 million poor people will get a check of 94,000 rupees. So this is the recent report. That's why we know that inequalities has been increased and question related to that can be asked, and budget is coming. So definitely government is going to do, they will introduce some provision to reduce the inequality or help the poor. So this is the introduction. If you have to write, you can write this introduction and then you can proceed further. if you'll see this picture in different angle, 122 million people lost their jobs, and 75%, it means 92 million jobs were lost in informal sector. So many people have lost job in informal sector. They have been impacted hugely. They don't have any income. So we have the income inequality, and on the same line our billionaires are increasing their wealth because they are gaining momentum, economy is opening, government is supporting, so they are generating business and their wealth is growing. So this is the introduction you have to write, and then you have to write the body. In the body of this question, you have to write the reason for the inequalities and what government is going to do to reduce these inequalities, and what provision they are going to make, or what should they make in the union budget. Like if you will see the education sector, the vulnerable section has suffered. I mean, many poor people have dropped out from the school. People are accessing education with the help of digital media, but many people do not have the digital access. Only 4% rural population have a computer, and only 15% had access to internet connection. So this is the challenge. Maybe middle class or upper middle class are taking the education digitally, but poor people, rural households are not able to take education digitally, so they have to drop out from the school. So that is the one reason where we can see the inequality. The second thing is gender inequality. We have seen some improvement in education and nutrition in terms of gender gap, but in labor market the problem is still there. It's very visible. In India, only 25 to 26% women participation rate is there in labor market. So that is the second reason where we see the inequality, or that is the reason for income inequality. The third thing is poor versus rich. 40-50 million seasonal migrant workers have lost their jobs, or they are in distress, those who were working in construction site or factories because of pandemic. So they don't have the proper income, they are facing the challenges. But most of the rich people or middle class people have not lost their job, because they were able to do their services with the help of digital tools and computers and all. But these peoples have to be on ground and they have to do their job, but because of pandemic there are less jobs, they are not able to do their jobs, and this is the challenge. The another thing is health. If you'll see the data, among the poor communities the COVID-19 spread is more, it is swift. If you'll see the data, 6% of the poorest household, sorry, 20% of the poorest household, only 6% have non-shared sources of sanitation. But if you'll see the top 20% household in India, 93% have non-shared resources of improved sanitation. So that is the challenge. These are the major reason for income inequality. If that will be bridged, then only things will improve. Now the thing is, what government should do in this, how government can tackle this problem. Now we'll talk about the budget and reducing inequality. This is also part of the body. A classic argument is that to tax the ultra rich. The same argument goes for this also. There is an urgent need for the policymaker to tax the ultra rich. Some people are suggesting government should charge COVID-19 tax on rich people, because if we are not charging the rich people, income will not be distributed. But the same thing goes with, first we should grow fast, then distribute, otherwise we'll be in trap of low income equilibrium. We have to balance between growth and distribution. We cannot extra burden the ultra rich, and we cannot take the money from them and distribute. If we'll do that, we'll be in low income equilibrium, then it will not be good for long term growth. The second thing government can do to remove the gender inequality, government can made it possible to strictly implement the Equal Remuneration Act 1976. There is a discrimination among the wages between the among male and female. So if we'll be implementing this act strictly, that discrimination will be removed. We can see the discrimination in terms of education, in terms of health services and all. Also we can make education curriculum gender sensitive. We can raise the awareness about women's right, changing social norms through schemes like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Last year, government announced Dhan Lakshmi scheme for women self-help group. Similar measures can be taken to improve the gender justice. So if government will do something like that, some provision can be made in the budget, it will really help. The next thing is increase the effective taxation on the corporation. See, government has introduced the taxes, but corporate finds a way to not to pay the taxes. So if the implementation and the monitoring will be strengthened, then effective taxation will increase. Taxpayer charters can be implemented, faceless assessment, honoring the honest. So if government is doing these things, then they can increase the effective taxation. So that is very important. Government should bridge all the loopholes in the law that the corporate exploits and they end up paying less taxes. So that can be reduced. The another thing government can do is to support MSME sector. Government has done some provision under Atmanirbhar Bharat. They have made it collateral free loan available to MSME sector. The amount of total loan is 3 lakh crore and it will benefit 45 lakh unit. If some provision will be done in the budget related to this scheme, it will be really helpful for these MSME unit, because they will be the job creator. Many people are leaving the farming and manufacturing is observing these people, and it has the potential to absorb million people. So if these units will be supported with right policies, it will create lots of job. Another thing is minimum basic income. Government has done some trial experiment with minimum basic income in Madhya Pradesh, and finally what they have found, it has improved the nutritional indicator. So if this scheme will be implemented countrywide or in budget, if some provision is coming related to that scheme, it will be really helpful to improve the overall income inequality. Now these, after writing these provisions, you have to conclude your answer. Under conclusion, you can write that reducing inequality is very important, but it should be a medium term target. It should not be the long term target, because government has or country has to balance between growth and distribution. Only then we can grow in a long term and our economy will be sustainable. So that way you have to conclude your answer, and you can also write according to the Oxfam India, if India stops inequality from rising further, it will end extreme poverty of 90 million people by 2021. So that is the data in Oxfam report. You can quote this data. So accordingly you have to write answer for descriptive section. It's not difficult. It's just earlier you used to read these things, now you have to practice little bit for the writing, and this way you can improve your writing skill and it will be helpful to get more marks. Hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed the video, like, share and comment and subscribe to Educare 247. Thank you and happy learning.